Hey, it's Sharon at Sound Marketing. Terry and Eve, this is your 60-day social media optimizing report. We're going to show you some of the achievements that you've received, as well as make some recommendations after we review some of the screenshots of your postings. Now, this period is covering the July 19th through August 20th, and where we started out was with your already achieved 394 likes that you had achieved yourself. And the next screen is going to show you what happened in the very first 30 days. We did move you up to 645 connected viewers. We do say they are connected because we saw the beginning or emergence of people starting to participate more and saying that they liked a post, leaving a comment, and sharing some of the stories. For this 30-day period, which now brings you up to 60 days of optimizing, you're up to 878 likes. And with that, you have received through the social media ads that we have been running, the various campaigns, 198 likes the last 30-day period. This period was 227. Okay, this is just showing you the side-by-side comparison of when we started with the actual, well, last month. You had on this screenshot 640 likes, but right now you've built yourself up to a really solid 878 and continuing to grow viewership. And the next is to have a look at your engagement that you received from these viewers. A lot of organic viewers you've got here. This particular post received 20 views in 14 minutes, 105 views after 2 hours. You see there's a good number of likes that are here, people commenting on what they like. And the very next screen, if we can get over to that one, it should be coming up very soon now. This one is a progression showing that the viewers after 5 hours actually had a share. And we're going to talk about the share and what that means for you. But you did go up to 201 views on that post. When the 24 hours was over, you had 274 views with 6 likes and that 1 share, which is golden. And you can see that there was a lot of activity going on with that particular post. If you look on your insights now, it's gone over 300. The engagement, that share that you received on this particular post, is going to be displayed to you in this way. This individual on your Facebook business page took the time to share this post. She really liked what you had to say. We researched her. We saw that she had 272 friends. And here's what happened and how it looked on her page. Your post is right up front on her page. She shared it and with her viewers and her timeline, but you can see at the very bottom, a little bit to the right, that she received 2 of her friends that said that they liked that as well. And then up above, where you can see Milrose Inn underlined, that gives the opportunity for all of the friends that this individual has to know and to be able to click and go right to your site. And remember, when it is repeated in a timeline and a news feed, it only gives you more reach. This same post, which is about the ambiance at the Milrose Inn, received 127 viral responses, of that 247. And with that, not just that 1 share, but look here, you also had 17 stories that were generated. A story can be when a person will choose to take maybe an image from a certain post that's made. They make their own story of that, but that is identical to the kind of viral and word of mouth sort of, mentioning to friends in a timeline and a news feed on Facebook. This analytical page is showing you that there were actually 3 generated shares that happened with this post of that 243, and you also received the 10 likes. So as we move along, I'm going to go over and show you the next area. Again, we're just pointing out that shares are very valuable, and it's because you have extended reach. This video that's coming up was about the female business travelers, and we did 2 videos one was an audio, which was really a musical version. The other one actually had a narrative version. We're looking to see what kinds of responses we're getting, either more from the audio or more from the musical. And these two shots are showing you, look at to the right, about an hour, there were 90 views and 1 like, but we also had taken a prior about an hour screenshot. This one is just showing at 78 views. And the 2 likes, as you saw on the prior one. But what we want you to look at is to your right. This story went up twice. So between the 2 stories that were identical images, and the message wise, it actually received 352 views between the 2 of them, with the 3 likes. And you can see the top one, which is the musical version, that received 22 viral responses. The very next one, I really liked this post. I love the way the video was done. Eve did a great job on the audio. People liked it a lot. All we did was add a headline to let people know that couples can stay at the Millrose Inn starting at $175. And this is in about an hour with 61 views, but at 9 hours you went up to 161 views, and your likes increased to 7 likes. Yeah, in a 2-day period when we did make this capture, we saw in the analytics that 10 stories were generated along with 1 share and 40 virals. And again, those shares, as you saw with the example of Darcy posting it, it just gives opportunity for your engaged viewers to pass on a message and an introduction about you to their friends. Here is a side-by-side from the Insights page showing these 2 posts. They went up about 4.5 hours between each other. I think the first one up about 4 o'clock, and the next one, I thought I saw it said 9, so there was a little more time in between that. But here again, you can see the numbers that we've already discussed there as far as the actual video views being 352. These inspired viewers are so engaged to be active on your website now. We're seeing a lot of response where people are commenting as to when they're coming by for their couple's spa, or they're saying, hey, hope to see you in a couple weeks. They're leaving more comments. There's more likes that are being generated. And here, we were lucky to be able to catch a 44-second viewer at the time that it showed up. So we captured that screen, and then 49 minutes later, you can see that it only increased in viewership with 8 likes happening. In the 7-hour period on this same story about how guests tell us our morning breakfast is the very best, in that 7-hour period you did receive 168 viewers, 12 likes, and 2 comments. But as they say, there's more. What we found is a little later, in the analytics on this same story, guests tell us our morning breakfast is the best, that the analytics showed that 29 people were attracted to this through viral introduction of the post. You had the 4 likes, and you had 13 stories that were generated around that time frame. As well as, over more time, there were 325 viewers, and if you were to check your insights now, you would see that this particular post has gone up to over 400. The reason that's important is that it's pointing out to us that your viewers are engaged, and when new viewers are coming, and possibly your organic viewers, the ones that come from time to time and share their story with their friends, they are looking deeper into what you have on your Facebook page and viewing older stories, which is really keeping that alive with their friends when they choose to make a story on their Facebook page and it shows up in their timeline. The last 30-day period, I started doing a side-by-side kind of a comparison of 2 bed and breakfasts. As you remember, this Napa Old World Inn, this is what we saw 30 days ago. This is where they were. And now they've increased their likes by about 30, I believe. They're talking about went up by 43, and their were here was at 55. So they're going in the right direction, but I want to just give you the little bit of a comparison of how you're doing and what's happening with other bed and breakfasts. This one is right there in Half Moon Bay, the Old Time Inn Bed and Breakfast. This is where they were 30 days ago, and now they've increased their likes by 7. They're talking about, I think, went up by 3, and their were here might have been up by 7 or so, 6. Okay, it was 6. Again, they're going in the right direction, and we're going to take a snapshot of where you were last month. Okay, this particular screenshot was showing you at 645 likes, and now we're going to show you a side-by-side of the very beginning, which you started at the 394, but this month on the right, you are now up to the 878 likes, and you've got your talking abouts have increased, as well as your were here have increased. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at your spending. Just to let you know, your likes for this month were increased by 227, and I have a whole screen that's going to outline for you exactly line by line what your reach was, as well as you're talking about as well. Okay, here, the first period, which is the 60 days ago, we spent 122.95 cents of your dollars and generated from the Facebook ads 198 likes. Now, a lot of those additional likes that you received came from social reach. That's when people share your story with others. This period, I didn't have the full 100 to work with because of the overspending the last 30 days, so I had to make that amount that I had left work a little harder, and we felt that we were really successful with that because you're going to see that we generated 227 likes for you, swapping out different ads, the image, the headlines, the content, and the times that we put the various ads up. Did work out very well, so we made that $76 work very smartly for you, although the impressions were down. But if you compared the 234 impressions that you received, 234,000 impressions that you received the last period, generating 198 page likes with what you received now, where it was just $76.32 and only 100 plus thousand impressions, we were able to receive a higher percentage off of that 100,000 impressions. So one of the things we have decided to do is to continue off of the way we've worked with getting the money down so we're not overspending, and now we're going to be moving into your next period with that full 100 for the next 30 days. So side by side, you can see how everything worked out between last month and this month's billing period. And here I wanted to show you how that spending added up. So we're under budget. It's a small amount under budget, but it's much better than being over, and I'm sure you're happy about that, as we are too. The total impressions that you've received for this 60-day period is at over the $300,000 mark. That little asterisk that you see at the bottom where it says page likes received, it represents the social reach, the viral, or the shares. This is the word of mouth of people who have talked to their friends, and it's represented by that number 59. These people were likes that were generated that you did not have to pay for because your engaged organic viewers are the ones that are sharing a message that is inspiring their friends to connect with you. So what we have on this page is showing you that you started out with 394 friends in that 30-day period. In the 30-month period from the inception of going on to Facebook. That was like December 28th, 2010, and then in July 19th, you increased it by 198, and this 60-day period, we've increased it to the 227, and that's how you've arrived at your 878. As always, we really appreciate having an opportunity to assist you in growing your viewership. We'd like to really get you up to, my goal is to get you up to 10,000 in a full 12-month period. So we're working to do that the best way possible. I think what's really more realistic is probably about 7 to 8,000, but we're gonna shoot for that 10,000. Going into the next 30-day period, we're going to be capturing stories and video posts, images that are enticing to your viewership during August 21st through September 20th. Very happy to be able to work with the Millrose Inn and to build this fine viewership for you.